I can get the reference to WWE bringing back the Fastlane PPV because of the location, but it still feels odd and random to have Fastlane take place at a time that's not the Road to WrestleMania, know what I mean?
I'm no mathematician.
Seeing Pat McAfee is always amazing, especially since his appearances have become more rare than Roman Reigns successfully retaining the Universal title without interference. The one sin I counted is being removed simply because Pat is awesome during this entire introduction of Fastlane.
Will you mess with the bloodline?
I seriously don't understand what has happened with the Bloodline storyline anymore, particularly Jimmy Uso's arc. He's the first Uso to turn on Roman Reigns by kicking him at Night of Champions, convinced Jey Uso to do the same, they beat Roman at Money in the Bank, then Jimmy turned on Jey at SummerSlam because he was afraid of his brother turning into an asshole like Roman, but now he wants back in the Bloodline after all that? Thrown in 20 sins because none of this makes any sense. Also, another 30 sins because Roman Reigns is really turning into Brock Lesnar in 2017 more and more, not for the good reasons either. I can deal with Roman winning by interference over and over, just as long as he's showing up for the pay-per-view events like he should be. You see this? The cars on the stage? If you're gonna use the same stage setup for every pay-per-view event, at least put in a few items on display to fit the theme of the event. Even something as small as these cars really add character to the event. Corey Graves in his half pink, half black suit. I much prefer when he was wearing those custom glitter jackets. There are well over 10 different tag teams across both Raw and SmackDown, yet Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso are the ones challenging for the Undisputed Tag Team Championship. If it were that easy, why isn't any of the other tag teams doing this? And why can't teams actually earn title matches these days? Jey Uso's new theme music has the lyrics "It's just me, Us," yet he's been anything but just him even after being drafted to Monday Night Raw. Seriously, he was either teaming with Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, or Cody Rhodes instead of going about his own business as a single star. Late pyrotechnics are late. Cody Rhodes had to walk across the apron several times because he didn't get up there at the precise moment his music would start woeing again and had to kill some time. The Judgment Day's non-pyro. It turns out Damian Priest isn't fired up. He's actually yawning because he's already bored of hanging out with Finn Balor before the match started.
The first leader of the Bullet Club, taking on a former leader of the Bullet Club.
Cody Rhodes technically was never an official leader of the Bullet Club. He fought for control of the Bullet Club, but he was never an official leader. Also, based on the way Michael Cole is hyping this up, he's talking as if Cody Rhodes and Finn Balor are starting the match when it's the exact opposite.
I'm trying to make new alliances.
Actually, Jey Uso has not been trying to make new alliances. Cody Rhodes and Sami Zayn have been willingly approaching him to make an alliance, while everyone else just wants to destroy him. All the while, Jey is just trying to get by on his own for the majority of his time on Raw.
Now comes in off the tag and
Finn Balor tags himself in, stomps down on Jey Uso one time, and then climbs the rope to pose for the audience instead of continuing the onslaught.
Tags in and out between Jey Uso and Cody.
Yay, I'm tagged in! Let me take a moment and point at your colorful hair before I headbutt Finn Balor.
You're dealing with 4 main event players here.
Actually, 2 main event players and other players who should be in the main event scene. Take a guess which 2.
for Damian Priest, and I went for a cheap.
Wow, a wrestler who's watching the entire time actually does something to prevent getting hit. You don't often see that, so that was refreshing.
Kick off what should be an exciting night.
There's a lot of headlocks going on and not much else, so here's a nice shot of the building in Indianapolis. From this shot, you can clearly tell that Finn Balor is hardly using any strength to prevent Jey Uso from reaching Cody Rhodes. Doesn't look that good unless both men are utilizing their full strength to get out of the situation. Cody Rhodes is doing everything in his power not to tag himself in, because he could simply lean a little further and he'd successfully reach Jey's hand.
Balor looking to steal a victory here.
Commentator stupidly refers to a roll-up as stealing the victory cliche.
From the second rope by Balor.
Those series of counters by both Cody Rhodes and Finn Balor were perfectly timed. Always impressive when those two show what they can do.
Oh, look at this power from the...
My jaw slowly dropped in fear during the standard vertical superplex sequence, because literally anything can go wrong there, so to see it perfectly executed was jaw-dropping. These two put on a great show in the early goings of Fastlane.
This matchup for the tag.
Jey Uso is clearly punching Damian Priest in the arm, yet Damian is reacting as though Jey is punching him in the face.
And Jey!
I don't see how slowly taking off your shirt like a ravishing Rick Rude and then placing it on Damian's head is supposed to hurt him any more than a simple punch without the theatrics. Jey Uso has Damian Priest set up in the corner for the hip attack, yet he chooses to stand around and look at the audience, which causes Damian to recover and counter. That always frustrates me when I see it in matches.
Cover to retain.
Because Damian Priest has his arm literally underneath Jey Uso's shoulder, thus taking it off the canvas, this pinfall should not count for anything at all. Uso right infringement.
Able to slip out. Uso!
It was cool when Jey Uso was using the spear against Roman Reigns, but when he's not involved with the bloodline, it just feels off to see him utilize it. I don't know, that's probably just me, but I'm gonna send it. Super kick Rhea Ripley! Can we please stop with the Rhea gets in a male's face and the male just stands around in fear unless it's leading to her actually getting into matches with the male wrestlers? Seriously, this is going on way too long.
Situation. Oh, God.
Someone the size of Damian Priest just did a freaking Hurricane Rana from the top rope and literally everybody could care less. That is the sin, folks.
Coup de grace.
That's going to do it.
Because Corey Graves declared the match to be over, it's safe to say that the match is not actually going to be over.
And here we go in the brawls.
The referee just lets this happen instead of doing his job.
Leg of Damian Priest.
Wow, I really don't think Cody Rhodes has been practicing his super kicks recently. That was absolutely terrible to watch. Even though the table didn't break, that was a picture-perfect crossroads onto it. Would have been a double sin remover if the table broke, but since it didn't, there will only be one sin taken off for it.
We got new tag team champion.
I am happy for this team. I really am. But I do have many questions, most notably why a non-tag team of Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso are getting the tag team gold, while other established tag teams are not getting anything. It's a fair and valid critique.
I'm afraid I've got some bad news.
The only reason I'm sending that is because this was merely a tease and not the official return of Bad News Barrett. Hey, big giant CGI helmet, get out of the way, I can't see what match is coming up next. That's gonna be a problem if it keeps up. I know what the point was when it came to the mystery partner for the LWO, but I just want to say this. Cruz del Toro and Joaquin Wilde are being treated like crap, while Rey Mysterio, Santos Escobar, and even Zelina Vega are getting the spotlights. Why isn't the actual tag team of the LWO getting any attention?
It's just profits.
Oh great, now we're gonna hear endless business puns with this new stable. Lord help me get out of this. I can understand that Angelo Dawkins initially had reluctance to attack in cheating fashion. However, both Angelo and Montez Ford have been doing that for a few weeks prior to the reluctance, so why is he all of a sudden reluctant?
Pizza Hut. No one.
Special delivery from the WWE Sins guy. It's called the Skip Pizza. Toppings include pepperoni, fresh mushrooms, and green peppers, spelling out the word skip. Delicious.
Dominic was right. Ray doesn't have a true friend in the world.
That deserves 5 sins because despite this being Corey kissing Dominic Mysterio's ass, cheering for bad guys doesn't mean be stupid about reality. This reality being how Rey Mysterio has a lot of friends in wrestling. Seriously, what is it with Rey Mysterio competing in the food-themed matches? That's been a weird-ass pattern in 2023. 2 matches involving Cinnamon Toast Crunch, and now a Pizza Hut match.
Not stop.
As a result of no partner showing up, this match is officially sanctioned as a 3-on-2 handicap match, so Carlito's eventual involvement should not be legal whatsoever because he was not present at the bell time. This gives me so much vibes to how Roman Reigns became the Universal Champion 15 years ago. Rather than shout LWO, thus alerting Montez Ford, Santos Escobar should have just, you know, attacked Montez Ford without giving him a warning.
The matchup.
Santos Escobar figuring out whether he wants to hit a Hurricane Rana on Montez Ford or make out with him. Good thing he chose the former because Bianca Belair would be pissed. Also, WWE having an orgy of showing Fastlane trending #1 on X because that's the 10th time in the last 50 minutes. I seriously tried to ignore it. Bobby Lashley tags in Angelo Dawkins just so the latter can go for the pin, when he could have just tried to pin Santos himself.
Fastlane inspired gear.
Michael Cole looks at Rey Mysterio's outfit and immediately assumes it was inspired by the Fastlane event. I'm assuming because it's yellow? Doesn't look like Fastlane to me.
And Lashley made.
Bobby Lashley tags himself in, Jessica Carr sees it, but then she temporarily glitches like a newly released video game before acknowledging the tag was made.
Mysterio does not realize it.
Oh, babe.
Angelo Dawkins punches Rey Mysterio, who has absolutely no reaction to it, forcing Angelo to punch him again.
In the heat of the moment.
I don't mean to sound rude here, but Zelina Vega's momentary involvement against Montez Ford has been far more entertaining than the actual match itself, as this match has mostly been Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits toying with Rey Mysterio, and a veteran like Bobby should know that you never underestimate Rey under any circumstance. Carlito's New Music asks the question, do you know what cool is? To which I respond with, not the new music, that's for sure.
I guess his phone call was answered.
Michael Cole's actually referring to Carlito's own phone call to WWE's creative team finally being answered when you think about it. The Pizza Hut advertisements still won't make me order their food. However, I gotta take off a sin because Xavier Woods did a great job with his participation, especially with his pizza delivery to the commentators. Charlotte Flair and her obligatory pay-per-view title match. Show of hands, who saw this one coming? That's a lot of hands I can't see, but I know you just raised yours.
That's not what I say.
Io Sky has been dealing with Bayley's crap for months and months and months and hasn't once told Bayley to fuck off and go on her own. How much longer are we dealing with this dissension?
Charlotte Flair was destined for greatness.
Which would not be true if her last name wasn't Flair, let's be perfectly honest. If she is to become a future 16-time champion, they should have at least given her the 16 titles within a 20-year time frame, not a 7-year time frame.
Damage control will not be accompanied.
In other words, they are keeping their distance until the last minute of the match where they interfere and help Io Sky win the match. You just know that's going to happen even without watching the actual match. How predictable.
Or submitted to lose a miss by Asuka. Smart.
Asuka instantly sprays Charlotte Flair with her miss, but then proceeds to dance around instead of taking advantage to win back the women's title. I guess when she says nobody is ready for Asuka, she really means I am not ready for my NXT days anymore.
Oh, nice deep arm drag by.
Wow, I gotta take off a sin because that was a cool sequence. Io Sky connects an arm drag takedown to which Asuka reverses it into a submission hold. You know what? Blind Charlotte with the mist again, or say she can't compete because this is already turning into a better match.
Oh, Io, shoulders down.
Shoulders down? Don't you mean shoulders down?
Shoulders down. Io Sky now.
At first I was about to sin this moment for a poorly coordinated roll-up, but now I'm removing a sin because Io Sky figured the roll-up was going to be a fail and switched up to a stomp on the chest instead. Amazing. With the way Asuka keeps holding her tongue out throughout this match, I'm getting weird Liv Morgan vibes off of this. Wasn't Liv turning into some creepy demon around this time last year? Wait, whatever happened to that?
And Io Sky looking to take to the sky.
Michael Cole overusing the word sky in one sentence. Io Sky, the genius of the sky, taking it to the sky, falling from the sky, and then pointing to the sky. Sky.
Cross body.
Charlotte Flair should really practice that more because she nearly messed up Io Sky with her knees on that landing.
Maybe a double.
Yes, Charlotte, I am indeed ready. Oh shit, you were talking to your opponent so loud that any microphone can pick it up.
And Charlotte. That step over.
Nothing can ever convince me that doing a somersault before hitting a clothesline will do more damage than simply running with full force to hit a clothesline. But this is WWE, where doing something flashy will increase your power while actually increasing your power doesn't mean shit.
Asuka able to duck underneath.
Charlotte Flair had to quickly get on the apron just to be in position at the right time for Asuka's hip attack. Damn it, Charlotte!
My genius of the sky gonna fly.
Damn, all that hype and build up just for Io Sky to miss Asuka completely on the moonsault to the outside of the ring.
From the top rope.
This has really not been the women's night for moonsaults and coordination, wouldn't you agree? This match is full of botches. Because Asuka wasn't in the right position at the right time, Charlotte Flair had to stand and wait on the ropes with Io Sky on her shoulders thinking, where the fuck is Asuka? Come on, ladies, y'all can do better than that.
For her center of gravity just slightly.
What? Based on the position Charlotte was in, the only logical way she would flip forward like that is if she did it herself, because Asuka was shit out of logical luck.
And now. Oh!
So many freaking botches! I just might have to throw in 10 sins for one of the most uncoordinated women's matches I've seen in recent days.
And now Asuka and Charlotte. Spear!
Charlotte could totally conquer Roman Reigns if she used that against him. Wait, no, WWE might be watching and getting ideas from this. You heard nothing. Oblivion!
And now Asuka and Charlotte. Spear!
Damn, with a spear like that, Charlotte may give Roman Reigns a run for his money. Io Sky doesn't immediately tell Bayley to fuck off and walk away from damage control. Once again. Oh my god, will this pain ever stop? Wait a minute, I obliviated my audience just now. Does that mean I could just use the memory charm on myself to forget this match? Let me try. Oblivion. Fuck, I still remember everything. Oh yeah, that's right, I made myself immune to my own magic nearly 10 years ago. I regret that. Here's another 20 cents because this doesn't make sense. Why does the referee care if Bayley interferes? There are no disqualifications in a triple threat match, so Bayley can legally interfere if she wants to. I get that she's trying to distract the referee from seeing Asuka tap out to Charlotte, but wouldn't a better idea just be for her to jump in and break it up herself? Winner of Fastlane 2023 to bring you NXT TakeOver in your house 2020. LA Knight won a new Slim Jim styled car for winning a Battle Royal at SummerSlam, I see. Really makes me wonder if Rey Mysterio has a Cinnamon Toast Crunch car with Pizza Hut logos after winning all those matches. Also, nice. So this match was originally going to be John Cena teaming up with AJ Styles before the latter was attacked. I get that we want to showcase LA Knight in prominent status, but did it have to come as a result of putting away the phenomenal one who hasn't really been that phenomenal lately? Pat McAfee wearing that championship is the closest the Indianapolis Colts will ever get to a championship victory these days.
The crowd stinks. They have no energy.
Pat McAfee taking his time to roast all the WWE haters is honestly the best part about this promo he cuts. You gotta love it when haters who hate just to hate get proven wrong again and again and again.
Indianapolis deserved a WrestleMania.
Already calling that Grayson Waller is going to host this talk show at the Elimination Chamber in Australia and say the exact same thing to get the crowd's reaction. Testing the waters of cities interested in hosting WrestleMania is an awesome strategy if you ask me.
Jimmy's done a spectacular job evolving.
Well, I definitely want to watch what you are watching, Corey, because that sure as hell is not what we have been watching lately.
Entire life.
Seriously, how the hell was Jimmy Uso completely stupid and oblivious to Solo Sikoa's obvious hatred of him? Does he actually think all from the entire summer is forgiven just because he attacked Jay at SummerSlam?
What does John Cena have to gain by teaming with LA Knight?
What kind of stupid question is that? John Cena doesn't need to gain anything at this point in his career. It's not him who gains anything with his team, it's his partner who does. Almost 2 minutes of Solo Sikoa slowly getting into the ring just to have a staring contest with John Cena. Don't make me think I'm watching a Colts game or else I'm gonna...
Lynch and Roman Reigns returning.
There's something about this match that always irritated me. For one thing, LA Knight doesn't get involved until the literal last minutes of the match, while the rest of this is the Bloodline easily giving John Cena his traditional beatdown before succumbing to a few moves by Superman Knight. View of the Gamebridge Fieldhouse, number 7,202,017. Not trying to bring up too much continuity errors here, but John Cena can stand back to his feet with someone twice his size all over him, but can't use his strength to simply move himself and Jimmy Uso a few inches to the right.
We need LA Knight.
Damn, even Pat McAfee is bored out of his mind from this endless beatdown of John Cena while LA Knight does his best not to fall asleep on the apron. If you just tuned into Fastlane right now and this was the first image you saw, I guarantee you'd quickly change the channel and fear the kids would see something they're too young for. Wait a minute, this is 2023, parents don't give a shit what their kids are exposed to these days. Sad, but true.
We're coming up short again.
Damn, taking a headbutt from Solo Sikoa activated John Cena's tap dancing skills for some reason.
Trust
John Cena was already starting to fall before Solo Sikoa could connect a spinning heel kick. John really doesn't have good timing, does he?
Digging!
Did John Cena just say no to tagging in LA Knight? What an asshole. What do you bet Roman Reigns on the other end is saying, "What did you say? I can't hear you. There's a lot of ambient noises from the crowd."
everything going on.
Oh, it's
Because Solo's foot hit the bottom rope, this moment made me facepalm due to him obviously not landing on John. I've always said, don't make it look obvious.
take. The bloodline is all.
Never before has a 17-minute match felt like 2 hours.
That almost ended the night for LA Knight.
I'm gonna send Michael Cole for the night pun, but I'm also going to breathe a sigh of relief that this event is not taking place in LA itself. Otherwise, the pun would be a lot worse.
Bullets out here.
I'm sorry, I just gotta take a sit off for the amazing way LA Knight connects with the crowd. It's so awesome to watch. Who turned on the smoke machines in the Judgment Day's room? I'm only assuming that's the cause of the smoke because Matt Riddle got fired recently.
It has to be tonight.
In other words, it's not going to be tonight. When someone says they're going to cash in tonight, 99% of the time, it won't happen. Hard to believe because y'all might not even remember this, but this is actually the second Fastlane pay-per-view in a row that features Seth Rollins taking on Shinsuke Nakamura, with the same result too. Also, this seems to be a weird pattern for Seth Rollins as the WWE World Heavyweight Champion. Ever since winning it, he has defended it against an opponent on 2 consecutive pay-per-views. Finn Balor at Money in the Bank at SummerSlam, followed by Shinsuke Nakamura at Payback and Fastlane. Should I be worried about Drew McIntyre next? Shinsuke Nakamura only counted faster because the segment was running short on time with him taking 5 seconds for each number. Shinsuke Nakamura's non-pyro.
Is for
Mike Rome is only saying this because he forgot to announce that this match was for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship prior to the entrances.
4 years he's been struggling.
Shinsuke Nakamura tells Seth Rollins to bring it, to which Seth immediately turns his back on his opponent. And considering this entire rivalry has been about Shinsuke trying to shatter Seth's back, one would think that'd be the last thing Seth would do.
And now Shin is up. Shin trying to fight out of it.
After 5 years of Michael Cole referring to Shinsuke Nakamura as Shin, yep, it's still irritating to hear. Man, Seth Rollins must really want Shinsuke Nakamura to attack his injured back because he has his back to his opponent so many times throughout this match.
Way as champion.
Here you go, Shinsuke. Christmas came early for you. Here are a bunch of weapons for you to use on my messed up back. Hold on, I got a few more I want to throw in your specific direction.
Nunchucks in hand.
It's pronounced nunchucks, you moron. Never got why some people think it's pronounced like the word numb. Maybe their vocabulary skills got numb every time they see nunchucks.
Oh!
Considering the garbage can hasn't even been bent, it's safe to say that Seth Rollins is perfectly safe from damage.
Now Rollins with
Shinsuke was watching Seth the entire time and could have easily ducked or countered at any moment.
Nakamura. And a stop. Championship.
I'm sorry, but Shinsuke Nakamura almost went through a table and then took a curb stomp immediately after. And with how fast the referee was doing the 10 count, there was no logical way that Shinsuke magically recovered from that unless magic.
Taking his sweet time.
And that's the sin.
Driving Nakamura right into
Out of the ring.
Nakamura.
Seth Rollins prevents Shinsuke Nakamura from sailing over the barricade just so he could take him to the other side of the ring and throw him over the barricade.
And oh!
Shinsuke Nakamura went back to his old days and became a dick to Seth Rollins. It didn't work out against AJ Styles. What makes you think it'll work against Seth Rollins? This is the guy who never sells anything.
And oh no!
Obvious bouncy mattress is obvious. Probably should have lifted the camera a little higher so it wouldn't look too obvious to the people watching at home.
Did you see Rollins' body buckle?
No, but I saw his body bounce all over the place like it was inside one of those bouncy air castles. Poor cover-up.
Nakamura trying to make it to his feet.
This is something I'm throwing in 10 sins for because it's one of the stupidest things I have ever seen in last man standing matches. It never makes sense how a wrestler is nearly unconscious by the 9 count, but then all of a sudden springs up at the last second like there's no damage whatsoever, especially when they suffered a lot of damage throughout. Struggling to make it back to your feet throughout the count is logical. Suddenly springing back up at the last second is not.
Seth, no way, don't even look at that, Seth. Get out of here.
Once again, Michael Cole shines when it matters the most. His fear for Seth's safety really sold this moment because he instantly knows what Seth is thinking.
Nakamura, oh no!
The mist followed by Seth falling through the table was a holy shit moment indeed because I did not expect Shinsuke to suddenly spray Seth with that mist.
Drove Rollins to the table.
Technically, Shinsuke is not standing at all. He's sitting on the ladder, so shouldn't he be getting counted out too?